right way. I'm just sharing our understanding of it, and hopefully that will offer some value.
There'd be politically correct inconveniences, right? And, you know.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask the Spirituality Expert. My name is Russ Littau, the founder of the Healing Center and Convergence Reiki. So the question that I'm answering in this episode, and this one is related to Reiki, so I'm sure many of you that are watching this video are familiar with what Reiki is to some degree. If you wish to know more, head over to our main website, which I keep flashing up on the screen below, okay? And you can, browse around there and it gives you a pretty good overview. In a nutshell, Reiki is a energetic healing modality that comes from Japan, and that's actually one of the areas of teaching that we're the busiest in, is teaching the certification classes in it. So the question that was posed to me, and again, this is specific to Reiki, but can be applied in other areas as well, is how long do you have to wait before your training until you treat other people? Now, any of you that have been to any of our courses know that we don't do well with rules, right? And we don't do well with arbitrarily set timelines or things like that. So I don't think there's a sort of a specific set of days or weeks or months. There are some people that 3 days, after their workshop, they're out treating people. And there are some people that maybe it's a year after their workshop and they email me and they say, you know what, I think I'm ready to start treating other people. And I think that's, for me, the important criteria to listen to. It's not set by a calendar. It's really established and decided by you, the practitioner. And as I said, this is specifically related to Reiki, but it can be related to anything, right? Because, this is the way I look at it is, if you don't apply the techniques, then you're just not ready. So, you can sit there and you can go, okay, well, I've taken my Reiki workshop, so I'll go, and some of the, I was going to say old school, some of the traditions are, this 21-day cleansing period they talk about. So I go, okay, I'm going to count day 22, day 22 after my workshop. Now I can start treating people. Well, you know what? If you haven't been doing the work, first of all, treating yourself, which in our workshops, we always say that's your first client, your most important client, and often your most difficult one, right? If you haven't been doing the work, then I don't care whether it's day 22 or 222, you're not ready to be an effective practitioner. Now, having said that, please don't think that, okay, until I've got all my stuff together, then I can't treat other people. Because if that's what you're looking for, I got kind of a good news, bad news story for you here. You're never going to have all your stuff together, right? We're always on a healing journey, not a healing destination. So, and that's an important thing to remember. And I don't care what it is. I almost hesitated when I named these series and Ask the Expert, because I almost sort of shudder at this whole term expert. There's experts everywhere, right? And so what allows you to use the word expert, kind of thing. And so, for me, I like to think of myself, and you will have heard me say this before, I like to think of myself as an somewhat an obsessed student, So one of the main criteria, if you will, that allows me to be an effective teacher and to share the knowledge I've acquired through, forums like this, is because I'm always learning, right? I'm always a student. I'm always learning. I'm always healing. I'm on the same adventure with you folks, right? We're just at different spots on the circle. I just got somebody coming in. We'll just put that phone away. So when you do radio shows and TV shows, turn off your phone first. Okay, looks like it's quiet for the moment. Hold on, I'm going to turn it down. So note to self and note to you folks, when you're doing TV, turn it down. Okay. So for me, it's not so much a calendar date, and it's kind of a one-step, two-step, right? The first step is focus on yourself. Just start to practice, your self-treatments and work on yourself and just kind of get used to that whole flow of energy. And then when you feel, ready, understanding that ready doesn't mean you got everything under control, right? When you feel you got a bit of I will say, comfortableness with the flow of energy and just with the whole thought, right? So when I think about treating other people, how do I feel? Not to say you won't have a little bit of trepidation, right? But just kind of step into it and you'll know, right? And remembering, and as I talk to share with you guys in your workshops, any that have attended ours, the worst thing can happen if you try it is nothing. Right? So it's not like, oh my goodness, if I do a treatment before I'm supposed to do a treatment, I'm going to do some crazy damage or anything, right? So the worst that can happen is you just won't have an effect, right? Okay. Right? So just step out and try it and you'll know, right? And I'll finish with a comment that I make in so many cases and in response to so many questions is what's so important is what feels right to you, what resonates to you. That's what makes the difference. Don't get stuck on an arbitrary date. It's when and how and if it resonates with you. That's when you take the next step. I don't care whether it's treating other people or whatever it may be. How does it feel for you, right? That's what's important. And really, that's my answer to the question, right? Is there isn't a magic number. Listen and be aware of how the concept, how the thought feels for you, and just take a step, right? Take a step and you'll know. Maybe you take do your first treatment and you go, okay, I'm not ready yet. Perfect, right? Maybe you take the first step and you go, holy cow, this stuff works, right? Then carry forward. All right, perfect. Thanks for the question. If you have any questions, comments, or frustrations about living spiritually in a practical world, I invite you to send them to us. If you head to our main website at www.healingcenter.ca, and like I said, the address has been flashing across the bottom of your screen. If you scroll down, you'll see a little logo there called Ask the Experts. Click on that. You can actually see archives of our TV shows, our radios, and our live broadcasts. Scroll down the page. There's a form where you can send me your question, your comment, your idea for a topic for an upcoming show. And there's some good ones coming in. And thank you for that. I so appreciate that because that's what makes this show. All right. Thanks for your time. My name is Russ Littau, Ask the Spirituality Expert. And we'll see you in the next episode. Right, Ray? I'm just sharing our understanding of it, and hopefully that will offer some value.
There'd be politically correct inconveniences, right? And